My dear friends, there comes a time in every woman's life when she must stop waiting for permission and start walking toward her throne. Not a throne made of gold or jewels, but one built from her courage, her resilience, and her faith in herself. Too many times, we underestimate our own strength, believing that the world must first approve before we rise. But true power is not granted, it is claimed. Every queen is tested before she is crowned. She is not handed her throne easily. She earns it through her struggles, her tears, and her unwavering belief that she was meant for more. The world might doubt her, people might leave her, and the path might seem endless, but she keeps walking because she knows one truth: the throne awaits her courage. It doesn't await her beauty, her wealth, or her status. It waits for the moment when she decides that fear will no longer lead her life. It waits for the day she stands tall, not because the world is kind, but because she has learned to be kind to herself. So, to every woman who has ever been told she's not enough, remember this: courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to keep going despite it. Every step you take toward your dreams, no matter how small, is a step toward your throne. You are not weak for falling, and you are not late for rising. The throne will always wait, but it will not come closer. You must move toward it. When storms come, don't curse the rain. Let it wash away your doubts. When darkness falls, don't fear it. Let it teach you the value of your own light. Every challenge is shaping your character. Every failure is forging your wisdom, and every scar is carving your story into something eternal. You were not born to sit among those who gave up. You were born to rise among those who refused to. The world may not always see your worth, but your throne does. It waits for you patiently, whispering in silence. Be brave enough to claim what is already yours. True power does not come from crowns, titles, or the recognition of others. It comes from within. The throne, in its truest sense, is not an external seat of authority, but a reflection of your inner mastery, your calm strength, and your unwavering belief in who you are. Too often, people wait for someone to acknowledge their worth before they dare to believe in it themselves. They wait for applause before taking the stage of their own life. But life doesn't reward those who wait for permission. It rewards those who act with conviction. Real power isn't about control. It's about self-control. It's the quiet confidence that doesn't shout to be heard, but speaks through presence, through grace, through actions that don't need validation. When you discover that the throne you seek has always been inside you, everything changes. You stop chasing recognition and you start building purpose. You stop trying to impress people and you start inspiring them. That's the shift from insecurity to inner power. Many believe that strength means never showing weakness, but true power lies in authenticity. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable yet still stand tall, that's power. When you fail and still find the courage to try again, that's power. When you are misunderstood but choose peace over revenge, that's power. The world celebrates loud victories, but the soul celebrates silent strength, the kind that doesn't need an audience to grow. Every woman, every person carries within them a spark waiting to ignite into that inner throne. But fear, doubt, and the opinions of others often keep that fire hidden. Society teaches us to measure ourselves by others' achievements, forgetting that our paths are not the same. Power comes when you stop comparing your journey to someone else's and start nurturing your own. Flowers don't bloom by competing, they bloom because they were designed to. Likewise, you were never meant to be anyone else. You were meant to unfold into your fullest version. It takes courage to trust that what is within you is enough. It takes patience to wait for your season without giving up in the storm. And it takes strength to remain kind in a world that sometimes forgets kindness. But that's where true power lies, not in domination, but in compassion, not in arrogance, but in humility. A truly powerful soul doesn't need to demand respect. Their energy commands it naturally. The throne you seek will never belong to those who rely on fear to lead. It belongs to those who serve with heart, rise with dignity, and carry their scars with pride. Remember, the world outside you mirrors the world within you. If you cultivate peace, confidence, and purpose in your inner world, it will reflect in everything you do. When your mind is stable, no external storm can shake you. When your heart is anchored in truth, no lie can unsettle you. And when your spirit knows its worth, no throne can ever feel out of reach. You were not made to beg for your crown. You were born to wear it with grace. The only thing you must do is look inward, awaken the courage that has always lived within, and rise with the quiet assurance that your throne, your power, has always been waiting for you to claim it. Courage is the silent force that separates those who dream from those who do. It's the bridge between the heart's desire and its fulfillment. Many wish to rise, to change their lives, to chase their purpose. But few possess the courage to begin. Courage isn't something grand or dramatic. It often starts in quiet moments when no one is watching. It's when you wake up after being defeated and say, "I'll try again." It's when you choose to speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. It's when you keep walking through the storm, even when you can't see the end. That is the power of courage. It doesn't remove fear, it teaches you to walk with it. The world often confuses courage with fearlessness, but they are not the same. Fearlessness is a myth. Every great soul, every person who has achieved something meaningful, has felt fear. What makes them different is that they didn't let fear dictate their direction. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the mastery of it. It's standing face to face with your doubts and deciding that your purpose matters more. The truth is, no one feels ready before stepping into something extraordinary. Readiness comes after courage, not before it. You build confidence by moving forward, by failing, by learning, and by rising again. Courage is not only needed in big decisions, it's required in everyday life. It takes courage to be kind in a world that rewards cruelty. It takes courage to forgive when holding grudges feels easier. It takes courage to stay true to your values when everyone around you bends theirs. And it takes courage to keep believing in yourself when no one else does. Life will always test your spirit, not to break you, but to strengthen your belief in what you're capable of. Each time you choose courage over comfort, you expand your strength. Sometimes, courage is simply refusing to give up on yourself. It's looking at your reflection and saying, I deserve to try again. It's walking into rooms where you once felt small and standing tall anyway. Courage whispers when the world is loud. It reminds you that your worth isn't dependent on anyone's approval. The bravest thing you can ever do is trust your path, even when others can't see it. Because courage doesn't ask for guarantees, it asks for faith. Every woman who has ever claimed her throne did so by walking through fear. She did not wait for the perfect moment, she made the moment perfect by acting. Courage transforms ordinary people into leaders, pain into power, and dreams into destiny. It gives you the strength to walk alone when needed, to keep faith when the road turns dark, and to keep moving forward when your heart feels heavy. Courage is what turns the impossible into possible, not by removing challenges, but by making you strong enough to rise above them. When you understand this, you stop waiting for life to get easier and start becoming braver. You realize that courage is not something you find, it's something you choose. Every act of bravery, no matter how small, builds your kingdom from within. And with each step, with each leap of faith, you move closer to the throne that has been waiting. Not for your perfection, but for your courage. The journey toward greatness is never smooth, never simple, and never free of struggle. Yet, it is within these very struggles that the seeds of true power are sown. Every challenge you face, every tear you shed, and every obstacle that stands in your way becomes part of the crown you will one day wear. The throne does not come to those who walk an easy road. It comes to those who have stumbled, fallen, and still chosen to rise. The journey is not a distraction from your destiny. It is the preparation for it. Without the journey, the crown has no meaning, and without the scars, the victory has no depth. Each step along your path holds a purpose, even when it feels like chaos. The heartbreaks, rejections, and failures that once felt unbearable are, in truth, shaping your character and refining your vision. Life is not trying to destroy you, it's trying to prepare you. You cannot be given strength. You must develop it. And strength only grows through resistance. Just like gold must pass through fire before it shines, your soul must walk through its own trials before it glows with wisdom and grace. Too many people want the crown, but not the journey that creates it. They want success without struggle, recognition without effort, and peace without growth. But every queen, every leader, every strong soul has walked through storms, The pain you endure today becomes the story that inspires tomorrow. The long nights of self-doubt, the moments of loneliness, and the days when everything feels like it's falling apart. Those are the moments when your inner queen is being formed. Every disappointment is teaching you patience. Every failure is building resilience. Every delay is strengthening your faith. The journey also teaches humility. When everything comes easily, it's easy to forget gratitude. But when you fought your way through hardship, you learn to appreciate every small victory. You learn to value kindness because you know how it feels to be broken. You learn to stay grounded because you remember what it was like to have nothing. The journey humbles the heart, softens the ego, and strengthens the spirit. It teaches you that power is not about dominance, but about endurance. And perhaps the most beautiful part of the journey is that it allows you to connect with others. When you've known pain, you understand compassion. When you've been lost, you know how to guide others home. The journey not only makes you strong, it makes you human. It builds a heart that leads with empathy, not pride. That's what makes the throne worth it. Not because it makes you higher than others, but because it teaches you how to lift others up. So, when you find yourself struggling, remember that this is not punishment, it's preparation. Every step you take, even the painful ones, is leading you toward your throne. Do not curse the path for being difficult, thank it for making you worthy. The journey may test you, but it also transforms you. One day, when you look back, you'll see that every scar was a jewel on your crown. Every setback was a lesson in strength. And every challenge was the hand of destiny shaping you into who you were always meant to be. Faith is the quiet light that guides you through the darkest nights of life. It doesn't promise that the road will be easy, but it assures you that you will never walk it alone. When everything around you seems uncertain, when fear tries to whisper that you are not capable enough, strong enough, or ready enough, faith steps in and says, "Move forward anyway." It is in those moments of uncertainty that faith becomes the greatest strength you can possess. The throne does not await those who have never doubted. It awaits those who have doubted and still chosen to believe. Fear is a natural emotion. It's part of being human. It reminds us that we are stepping into something unknown, something bigger than ourselves. But while fear holds you back, faith pushes you forward. Fear tells you, "What if you fail?" Faith responds, "What if you fly?" Fear makes you look at the obstacles, while faith makes you see the possibilities. Every time you choose faith over fear, you are not denying reality, you are expanding it. You are choosing to see beyond the visible and trust in something greater than what your eyes can see. Faith doesn't eliminate challenges, it transforms how you face them. When fear leads, the journey feels heavy, every problem seems impossible. But when faith leads, even the mountains look movable. Faith is not about knowing what will happen. It's about trusting that whatever happens will serve your growth. It gives you the courage to keep going when logic says you should stop. It keeps you grounded when the world feels chaotic. Faith whispers that everything you are going through is part of a divine design that will eventually make sense. There are moments when life will test your belief in yourself and in your path. Doors will close, people will leave, and plans will fail. In those moments, fear will tempt you to give up. But faith reminds you that rejection is often redirection. What seems like a loss may actually be protection. Sometimes the universe removes what's not meant for you so it can make space for what truly belongs to you. Faith gives you the strength to wait when you want to rush and to trust when you want to question. It's not blind optimism, it's deep wisdom that says, I may not see it yet, but I know something good is growing in this silence. Living with faith doesn't mean ignoring fear. It means not allowing it to control your steps. It means waking up every day with uncertainty, but still moving toward your dreams. It means believing that every delay has a reason, every storm has a lesson, and every ending has a new beginning hidden within it. Faith transforms your mindset. It takes you from asking, why me, to saying, try me. Because you know that no matter what happens, you are being guided toward your throne, your purpose, your destiny. And when you walk with faith, you radiate peace. Others see in you a calm that cannot be shaken in thee, a confidence that doesn't come from circumstance, but from conviction. You stop needing proof before believing. You start believing before the proof arrives. That is the essence of true power, to choose faith when fear feels louder, to trust the process even when you can't see the outcome, and to keep walking forward, knowing that your courage will always be met by grace. Growth is never born from comfort. It comes from the moments that stretch you, challenge you, and sometimes even break you. We often desire success without struggle, change without challenge, and strength without suffering, but life does not work that way. Growth demands discomfort because comfort keeps you the same, while discomfort shapes you into something greater. Every season of unease, every period of uncertainty, and every painful experience carries within it the opportunity for transformation. Without discomfort, you would never discover how powerful you truly are. When you step out of your comfort zone, you enter the space where growth lives. The comfort zone feels safe, but it also keeps you small. It is predictable, familiar, and easy. But it is not where dreams are born. Growth begins the moment you dare to do something unfamiliar. When you stop letting fear of failure control your decisions. The discomfort of change is not punishment. It's preparation. It's life's way of pushing you beyond what you think you can handle so you can uncover the strengths you didn't know you had. The soil must be broken for the seed to rise. In the same way, you must go through discomfort to reach your potential. Discomfort is the teacher that life sends when comfort has stopped teaching. It teaches you patience when things don't go your way. It teaches you humility when your ego tries to take over. It teaches you gratitude when you've taken peace for granted. Every struggle holds a lesson, but you can only learn it if you stop resisting and start listening. The pain you feel during growth is a sign that something beautiful is being built inside you. A new level of understanding, maturity, and self-awareness. It's not easy, but it's necessary. Many people run from discomfort because they mistake it for failure. But discomfort is not a sign that you are doing something wrong. It's a sign that you are evolving. The moments that make you feel uneasy are the moments that are stretching you toward your higher self. Think of how a diamond is made. It forms under pressure. The same pressure that could destroy an ordinary stone creates something unbreakable and brilliant. The same applies to you. The discomfort you feel now is molding your spirit into something extraordinary. Growth also requires letting go. Sometimes it means letting go of old habits, outdated beliefs, or even people who no longer align with your purpose. That process hurts because comfort often disguises itself as loyalty to who you used to be, to what you used to know. But the truth is, you cannot step into your future while holding tightly to your past. Growth requires you to release what weighs you down so you can rise. It's an act of courage to walk away from what's familiar and trust what's waiting beyond. The beauty of discomfort is that it doesn't last forever. It's temporary, but the growth it produces is lasting. When you look back, you'll realize that the moments that once made you cry were the same moments that built your character. The pain that once felt unbearable was the same force that pushed you toward your purpose. So, when life feels uncomfortable, don't shrink, expand. Breathe through it. Trust it. Let it do its work. Because the version of you that will rise from discomfort will be wiser, stronger, and more capable of sitting upon the throne that has always been waiting for your courage to grow. Resilience is the quiet strength that holds you together when everything around you falls apart. It's not about never facing pain. It's about how you rise after the fall. The world often admires success, but forgets the silent endurance behind it. Resilience is not loud or dramatic. It's the unseen power that keeps you walking when your heart is heavy, your faith is tested, and your path feels endless. It is what separates those who stop from those who soar. The throne does not belong to those who have never fallen. It belongs to those who refuse to stay down. Every challenge life throws at you is not meant to destroy you, but to strengthen you. Pain is the fire that refines your spirit, and resilience is the shield that keeps you steady in that fire. Life will test you. People will disappoint you. Dreams will delay, and plans will collapse. But resilience is the voice inside you that says, "This is not the end." It reminds you that failure is not a full stop. It's a comma in the sentence of your story. Each time you get up after being knocked down, you prove to the world and to yourself that your spirit cannot be defeated. Resilience doesn't mean you never break down. It means you rebuild yourself every single time. It's crying one night and standing tall the next morning. It's facing rejection, but still showing up with a smile. It's having every reason to quit, but choosing to continue. That's the real definition of strength. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to take the next step with faith. Each time you rise, you become stronger, wiser, and more grounded in who you are meant to be. Resilience also teaches you perspective. When you've endured storms, you stop being afraid of rain. When you faced loss, you learn to appreciate presence. When you felt broken, you develop compassion for others' pain. The hardest moments of your life shape the softest parts of your heart. Resilience is not only about enduring, it's about transforming. It turns bitterness into wisdom, wounds into lessons, and pain into purpose. What once hurt you becomes the very thing that fuels you. Sometimes resilience means walking alone. It's understanding that not everyone will understand your journey, and that's okay. It's standing firm when others doubt your strength. The path of resilience can be lonely, but it is never wasted. Every tear, every struggle, and every moment of silence contributes to the masterpiece you're becoming. The crown that you will one day wear is built piece by piece through those moments of persistence. The beauty of resilience lies in its quietness. It doesn't seek attention. It doesn't shout about the pain it endured. It simply shines through calmness, patience, and the ability to keep going no matter what. Resilience teaches you that even if the world underestimates you, your spirit will not. It's that unbreakable part of you that rises every time life tries to push you down. And when you finally reach your throne, you won't sit there bitter about the struggle. You'll sit there grateful, knowing that without the storms, you would have never discovered your own power to endure them. Silence is often misunderstood. Many believe it is a sign of weakness or submission, but in truth, silence is one of the greatest strengths a person can possess. It is the space where clarity grows and wisdom speaks. In a world that constantly shouts for attention, where everyone is eager to prove themselves, silence becomes a form of power. It is not the silence of fear. It is the silence of mastery. When you learn to stay calm while others react, to observe instead of argue, to listen instead of shout, you begin to move from noise to purpose. Silence is not empty, it is full of answers. True strength doesn't always roar. It often breathes softly. The one who has learned to remain silent in chaos has already won half the battle. When emotions run high, words can become weapons and silence becomes your armor. It protects your peace and allows you to respond with reason instead of reaction. Silence teaches patience. It gives you space to think, to feel, and to choose your words wisely. Those who rush to speak often reveal confusion, but those who wait to understand speak with impact. The greatest leaders, thinkers, and dreamers know that wisdom grows in moments of stillness. Silence also reveals truth. When you stop talking and start observing, you begin to see what words often hide. You notice people's intentions, their energy, their consistency. Silence sharpens your intuition. It allows you to hear what others do not say. In this stillness, you connect with your inner self, your deepest voice, and your purpose. It is in silence that courage whispers, "You are enough." It is in silence that your spirit heals from the noise of the world. The person who is comfortable in silence is no longer seeking validation. They have found peace within themselves. In the journey toward your throne, silence becomes your greatest ally. Not everyone deserves access to your emotions, your dreams, or your struggles. Some things are meant to grow quietly. When you protect your silence, you protect your energy. Not every battle deserves a reaction. Not every insult needs a response. Sometimes, silence is not retreat. It's strategy. It's choosing to rise above. To save your energy for creation instead of confrontation. The strongest people are not those who shout the loudest. They are those who can sit in stillness and let their actions make the noise. Silence also brings spiritual strength. When you pause and listen, you connect with something higher than yourself. You begin to trust life more, to understand that not everything needs to be controlled or explained. Silence reminds you that answers often come when you stop chasing them. It teaches surrender, patience, and balance. In silence, your mind stops racing and your heart starts speaking. That inner voice, the one you often ignore, becomes your greatest guide. And when you learn the art of silence, you stop fearing solitude. You realize that being alone is not the same as being lonely. It's a sacred space where you recharge, reflect, and realign. Silence gives you power over your emotions, over your reactions, and over your destiny. It becomes a symbol of self-respect. You no longer need to prove your worth. Your calm becomes your confidence. And when the world finally hears your voice, after long silence, it carries the weight of truth, strength, and wisdom, because it was born from peace, not noise. Every pain you experience carries a message, a hidden purpose that may not reveal itself immediately, but always holds meaning. Pain is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. It shows up in your life not to punish you, but to awaken you, to help you grow, to shift your perspective, and to lead you closer to your true self. Most people spend their lives running from pain, avoiding it, or numbing it, without realizing that the very thing they resist is the force meant to transform them. Every wound carries wisdom, and every heartbreak holds the seeds of understanding. Pain molds you, refines you, and brings you face to face with your own strength. Pain introduces you to parts of yourself you never knew existed. When everything is comfortable, you never truly know what you're capable of. It's only when life shakes you, when everything feels uncertain, that your inner power begins to rise. Pain strips away illusions and forces you to see what truly matters. It removes the masks, breaks the walls, and humbles the ego. Through that process, it purifies you. You stop seeking validation from others and start finding meaning within yourself. What once felt like a breaking point becomes a turning point the moment you stop being who you were and start becoming who you are meant to be. There's beauty in pain when you learn to look at it differently. Pain doesn't just make you stronger, it makes you softer too. It deepens your compassion and your understanding of others. When you have known suffering, you recognize it in someone else's eyes. You learn to be gentler, kinder, and more patient, not just with others, but with yourself. The people who carry the most light are often the ones who have walked through the darkest valleys. They shine not because they've never suffered, but because they allowed their pain to become their light. Sometimes, pain is simply redirection. Life will close doors, end relationships, and break plans not to hurt you, but to guide you towards something better. What feels like loss today is often protection from what isn't meant for you. Pain removes what no longer serves your growth. It forces you to rebuild stronger foundations. You may not understand it while you're in it, but one day, you'll look back and realize that the pain was necessary. It pushed you toward the path that destiny had written for you all along. Pain also builds resilience. Every time you rise after being hurt, you become less fragile, less fearful, more unshakable. Pain teaches endurance. It shows you that you can survive even when it feels impossible. It builds the kind of strength that cannot be faked, the quiet confidence that says, I've been through worse and I'm still here. Pain may bend you, but it never has the power to break you unless you give it permission. What it does instead is shape you into a warrior of grace, someone who no longer fears life's storms because they've learned how to dance in the rain. So, when pain visits you, don't push it away. Sit with it. Listen to what it's trying to say. Ask it what it's teaching you. The lessons it carries are often the keys to your transformation. Pain is not there to define you. It's there to refine you. It is the sculptor that carves away what is no longer needed so that your true form, your true strength, can finally emerge. Every pain has a purpose, and when you understand that, even your deepest wounds begin to glow with wisdom and grace.